Okay, so trucks. I told you how my truck broke down on the first trip back up here. Well, over the winter, my truck broke 5 times. 4 times it was the 4-wheel drive. The 5th time it was the radiator. I had to get the radiator replaced. One of the 4-wheel drive brakes was just a defective part, which was a pain because I had to get it off the hill and down, and in 2-wheel drive in the middle of winter and snow, just doesn't cut it. I have some great tires on my truck that I didn't need chains all winter, except for when I only had 2-wheel drive. And with that, I had to get chains at the end of the year, which was a bit of a pain. All the stock had been out, but I just couldn't get up this first easement road hill. I had broken down right here, and I couldn't get up that hill. With 2-wheel drive, it just wouldn't make it. So got the chains and finally was able to get up that hill. So when the road isn't good and I'm trying to get in and out and I have stuff to get, this is my best friend, an ILB, the military surplus pack. I can fit a jerry can of gas in there. I can put groceries in there and hike that 1/4 mile in and get in and out with some gear. Yes, it's a pain, but you know, hey, it's what you got to do to be up here. Now, when I do get stuck, I got stuff like these come-alongs and this winch to go. This is from Super Winch. Great little winch that I can move from front to back. It has all the stuff to work it inside, gloves, power line, and remote control. It's got a 4,000 pound limit to it, 8,000 with a snatch block. Now, that cable broke twice when I had it stuck this last time, and that was due to the wet suction just holding those tires in. It had been buried all the way up to the running boards up here, so it was well stuck in there. But a neighbor came up, and with those 2 come-alongs, him and I working both of them together, we pulled it out of that suction. As soon as that suction released, we were able to move it foot by foot, slowly but surely getting it out. And yeah, it was a chore, but it was great having a neighbor to come help, because by myself it just wasn't doing it. That's one of the things that's difficult out here, working by myself. A lot of stuff, just, you know, an extra pair of hands. It's not even hard work, it's just an extra pair of hands really helps. Like the RV carport, putting that up, I had to have a neighbor come help me put it up. Now, one of the things that was a real pain with that actually had some defects in it. Several of the pipes were too small a diameter to fit the other pipe into, which wasn't supposed to be like that. A couple other places you could tell there had been holes drilled and then welded back over. Yeah, it was pretty shoddy, but once I had ordered it and brought it up here, there was no way I was taking it back and waiting for a week or 2 to get it back in, because, you know, I needed it up and over my trailer. Winter was coming and I needed it up. In fact, speaking of the wood shed over there, I put that up to house my wood stove. Basically, I have a wood stove put in there that it's not to keep things all nice and toasty, but to keep the space inside warm enough that it's not, I'm not over needing heat in my trailer during the winter. In fact, I was running propane heat for a little while in the winter until I realized I could use my oil lamps to heat. I have a couple WT Kirkman oil lamps, well, several. I have 6 of them, and I found out they put out 1400 BTU an hour. 4 of them in the coldest part of winter was enough to heat my trailer. 2 during a mild cool, and 3 during a reasonably cold period of time. So yeah, I was able to lower my propane use just by using those oil lamps. But building that shed, I was in the process of building it in October and went to a local barter fair that's around here every year. They've been having it for over 30 years now, and went there in late October, came back, and it had snowed during the barter fair. I had only put the upright posts. I didn't have a roof on the shed, so I was scrambling in late fall to get that shed built and put together. The shed's built out of a bunch of tongue and groove that my brother had bought at an auction and given to me, so that was a big help. I had all these materials. The window I got at a Go Recycling in Tenasket. Nice used window to let some light in, and it's been a nice little space to be able to have extra space to move around and get out when it's wet and rainy, or in the middle of winter when it was snowy, and gave me somewhere to get out of the trailer. Because let me tell you, trailer life is not fun. Trailers are not meant to be full-time living. Now, because I was sort of rushed putting it all together, this spring I've been cleaning out. I've cleaned out the 2 carports and cleaned out my trailer a bit and the space around it. I'm still in the process of cleaning up, but I have been organizing and getting things a little more functional. Because I was in such a rush last year, I didn't get to put things away well. So now I've gotten things started to get a little more organized and more functional. So one of the things I've done, I'll take you for a little visit inside here, and hopefully you can see okay. So I've got a little rolling tool chest that my brother had given me. I put that in here. I've got a workbench that is covered in stuff that I need to start putting stuff away. Got my wood stove here with stuff on top of it that I need to put away. A little table over here. There's one of my oil lamps. Got some lights put up. But one of the things that I did here is I've got my water tank in here. And part of the reason for having the fireplace here is to keep this from freezing during the winter. I actually had this filled up in the fall, and I still have water. Water level is right about here. So I've been pretty conservative on the water. I'm able to let it stretch and last, but you know, it's something that gotta watch and keep an eye on. Now coming back out, I will be giving you another little tour of some of the stuff I've been doing and working on, and hope you're enjoying these videos. All right, see you soon.